But besides that, I read. But besides that, I read. Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be presenting my 21 books I want to read in 2021. Every year I read on average 75 to 100 books. I know that's a lot, but that's how much I read every year. And then at the end of the year, I'll do like a yearly wrap up of my top favorite books. In 2020, I made my favorite top 20 books out of 2020. So in 2021, I want to do the same thing. So before I get started, I just need to say that none of these books are classics or poetry collections because those I keep separate. So besides that, I read anything and everything under the sun. So these genres are personal development, finance, fiction, literary fiction, children's book, everything. So the first book is The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. This book is about Joan Didion, the famous American writer. It explores her autobiography basically, in which she talks about marriage, grief, her family, and the act of writing itself. The second book I want to read in 2021 is Revolutionary Road by Richard Yates. The reason why I want to read this is mostly because it has Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet in the movie, and I never watched the movie. Specifically, this book is about suburban life and the American dream, and basically what that does to yourself and to your relationship. Third book I want to read is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. This book has been adapted into one of Reese Witherspoon's projects where it became a TV series, and I'm really excited to watch the TV series, and I heard so many great things about this book. I'm pretty sure her other book won an award. So the story follows Mia Warren and her daughter who moves into this suburban town. And in this town, the community is kind of ruled by the Richardson family, specifically by Lady Richardson. Elena Richardson wants to figure out Mia's past. And in doing so, the story takes a dark turn where secrets are exposed and lives are at stake. This book explores the theme of motherhood, and especially between the two different female characters. Fourth book I want to read is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. My Dark Vanessa is a debut novel, and it's a very hard-hitting novel. As it explores student-teacher relationship, the professor that Vanessa had a relationship with when she was in her teens is now accused of several allegations. Vanessa has to explore the depths of her past and decide if she wants to remain silent or speak up. Next book I want to read is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. The Hating Game is basically an office romance where it's like a hate to attraction type of thing. It's supposed to be really fun and quick to read, and I can't wait to read it. And the next book I want to read is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This book is a pandemic-like book. It follows a traveling theater company as they navigate the world around them post the apocalypse. It is a great tale of resilience and humanity. The seventh book I want to read is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I read The Secret History by Donna Tartt last year, and it was one of my absolute favorite books, and I'm pretty sure The Goldfinch will be the same. So The Goldfinch has been adapted into a movie. I think it was about 2 years ago. It follows a boy named Theo. In his youth, he loses his mother and then gets abandoned by his father. Theo grows up being raised by a family member. All he has left to remember his mother is an art piece. The story then follows Theo in his adulthood, in which he gets involved in dangerous circles revolving art and antiques. Next book is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I'm really so sorry for butchering that last name. I tried. In this story, we follow 4 classmates as they navigate the world around them and seek fame and success in New York City. But the story revolves especially around this one character, Jude, who has a really hard childhood and has a lot of trauma that he's unable to express. This very long and emotional book explores the theme of friendship and trauma. The next book is Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey. This book is like a dark academic setting as well, but it has magic involved, in which the main character does not want to associate with magic. A murder happens at the academy where her estranged sister, who is very magically gifted, teaches that she has to go and investigate what happened. The next book I want to read is All About Love by Bell Hooks. All About Love discusses the many facets of love. Basically, Bell Hooks takes love and explores it in his cultural paradigm as well as its relevance within communities. The next book I want to read is Push. Push is a very hard-hitting story. It follows this teenage girl named Precious Jones who is illiterate and beaten down by her parents. No one can help her as she is another casualty of Harlem's youth. However, there comes a time where she meets this radical professor, teaches her how to read, and finally Precious Jones is in control of her own life story as she can write her own path. The next book I want to read is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book follows a fictional group of a 1970s LA rock band. It explores the band's rise to fame as well as their eventual breakup. Because it's set in the 70s, it explores the themes of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The next book is probably the most daunting book for me, and that is The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, my bad. The Intelligent Investor is basically what it sounds like. It's all about how to make intelligent investing decisions. It is a very long book, and it's a very highly acclaimed book for the investing world, and therefore I'm really nervous picking it up, but I'm also really excited and ready for the challenge because I am starting my investing journey in 2021, but you can read more on that on my blog. The next book is also a personal finance book, and it's The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. The 4-Hour Work Week is basically what it sounds like as well, because it explores the ways in which you can automate your business and therefore let it generate income for you. And in doing so, you can retire early, you can work from anywhere, and you can escape the rat race, which is the 9-to-5. This book is a personal development book, and it's Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. In Talking to Strangers, Gladwell explores our difficulty with understanding and communicating with strangers. He executes a bunch of interviews in order to illustrate his point. And he makes the point that we don't have the right tools and resources to understand other people. I think this book is going to be really interesting. I really loved his book Outliers last year when I read it, and I also have a full review on that book on my blog post. The next two books I want to read are part of a series, and that is The Shining and Dr. Sleep by Stephen King. So I have never read these books before, and I've never watched the two movies. But I do know that The Shining takes place at a hotel in which Jack Torrance is taking care of the hotel while finishing his novel, and along for the ride, there's his son and his wife that joins him. But slowly, some troubling things happen in the hotel, and the hotel reveals that his 5-year-old son, Danny Torrance, is actually gifted. In Dr. Sleep, we follow Danny Torrance as he navigates his gift and the ghosts from his past. Hello, I'm just here to tell you that the next few books are sequels to books that I already read before 2020, so I don't want to waste your time, and I'm just going to say a brief summary of each of the books. I'm just going to go quickly through them because I don't want to spoil the first book for you. So next one is Find Me by Andre Aciman. It's basically the sequel to Call Me By Your Name, in which the sequel also explores the same characters but many years after the fact. Then the next book is Witchwood by Tahira Mafi. I read the first book, which was Furthermore. I'm pretty sure the stories do not really connect, but it's part of the same world. And in Tahira Mafi's book, the story is more than just a children's book. It's more than just magic. We explore how young kids come to see grief and loss, and how through friendship they may find peace and happiness and a new kind of hope again. Second to last book I want to read is Akata Warrior by Nnedi Okorafor. This is the sequel to Akata Witch, in which we follow this half Nigerian, half American albino girl named Sunny. In the first book, Sunny makes friends with other magical students, and together they fight a renowned murderer. In this book, Sunny and her friends face higher stake, as the fight can depend on humanity's survival. Last book I want to read is Are You My Mother by Alison Bechdel. It's actually a graphic novel, and I'm really excited to read it. I read her previous book, which was Fun Home, and Fun Home explores the life and the relationship she had with her father, while this one is life and the relationship she has with her mom. Her parents have very interesting and intriguing lives. There's a lot of secrecy, there's a lot of family drama. That's why these two books are labeled as tragedy comedy, so it's like a tragic comedy, and it's guaranteed to make you laugh and cry and reevaluate your own family history. And that's it. That's the 21 books I want to read in 2021. I'm actually really excited about all of these books, although I went quickly through them because that's quite a lot of books to go through. But let me know down below what books you want to read in 2021, and let me know if any of these books interest you to read, because we can also buddy read them together. And having said that, it's my turn to go and read.